Good afternoon.
Welcome to the Must Love Yarn podcast. It is the Thursday. Is it Thursday? Yes, it's Thursday. God. It's Thursday. It's the 8th of November. Mm-hmm. And we are coming to you from our yarn store in Shelburne, Vermont, where we sell all things woolly and some non-woolly things. But all things knitting, yarn, sheep, alpaca, fiber related. Right. And all the various accessories one needs.
Needles, notions, etc.
Yeah. And you can find the store out on all forms of social media as Must Love Yarn. Mm-hmm. So please feel free to follow and friend or participate on those forums. Yeah. We're definitely most active on Ravelry and Instagram, a little active on Facebook, but definitely those are the big ones. So, and I'm Angela.
And I'm Kelly.
And you can find me out on social media at Instagram and Ravelry as Junior Bird Kid.
And you can find me on Instagram as Kelly O Spins, and you can find me on Ravelry as Kelly Spins. Yep. And Gage is staring me down.
I know. We're joined today by our store and podcast mascot, Gage the Meerkat, who for some reason is very focused on Kelly today.
Maybe because we were having a Gage conversation.
That's true. You can follow
Gage's Adventures,
the MLY Meerkat, on Instagram as well as MLY_Gage, GAGE _Meerkat.
Right.
So
she's had some pretty exciting adventures.
She's had some fun shenanigans.
Mm-hmm.
She's usually with me because I don't get Gage otherwise. See 15-minute discussion at the end of the podcast about Gage. Not this Gage, the other Gage.
Right. The one with the U.
Yes. That I can never spell correctly. I can never remember where the U goes. Good thing for spell check. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we like to start our podcast every week with our pick of the week. Mm-hmm. And the way this works is we have a yarn or some other, recently it's been mostly yarn, selection for you. And for 2 weeks following the airing of the podcast, you can use the coupon code we'll give you and you get 10% off that item. It's good in store or online. And Kelly's got, I think we've done this one before, but we have a new
shop sample to show too.
A new thing.
Look at you guys.
That is the coolest hat.
Isn't that just the coolest?
That's amazing.
Look at that. I love it. So we have an awesome customer who had some extra hats that she knit, and she knit them from yarn from our store, so she asked if we would like to have them as shop samples, and of course we like, jumped at the idea of having them as shop samples, and they're just beautifully knitted and they're just really lovely. So Clara has been test knitting for Woolly Worm Head for quite some time and has developed a really great relationship with her. So she gets to see all the fun new hats that come out before they come out to the general public. So this is in fact a Woolly Worm Head pattern, and it's called Juxta. And the yarn that she used for this particular hat are the Katia Ombre kits. And this is the extra fine merino wool kit that she used. That also, we do have it in cotton well.
I can hold one of those.
Okay, here, you hold the hat. And I'll show the colors that we've got. Yeah, but now you can see it. So we have most of the colors in stock. We last time when we showed it, I made a red shawl. There's a really pretty red, but we're out of stock of that one at the moment. But we've got a really pretty teal set. Look, it's the Must Love Yarn colors. Oh. There's a really nice green. There's purple, which is really pretty. And there's also the black to gray. And then there's the blue. And this is what Clara used to make that hat, which is so pretty. So it starts at the light and then goes to the dark. And it's really cool how it's done.
I was going to say, actually, it looks like it's
the really dark, the dark and the lightest together.
And then the next ones, and then the next ones.
Yeah.
Next ones.
So, which is great because there's 6 colors in here. So it worked out beautifully for this hat.
Yeah, that is cool.
And Woolly Wormhead always does some really unique constructions for her hats.
Yeah.
Which is really cool. They're not just the typical, start knitting at the brim and knit up. So they're really fun and interesting and different. So check her patterns out. But this is, I believe most of hers are available on Ravelry, and this one is. So this is Juxta again. I'll link to it. And I know she did a great job with the pom-pom.
Super fun.
The whole thing is beautiful.
Yeah.
So thank you, Clara.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know if she has time to watch. She's a very busy lady. So anyway, these are all of the colors that we have in stock of the extra fine merino. So we've got 5 colors in stock right now. So you can use it for that. It also comes with a shawl pattern. Just a nice basic triangular shawl there. These normally retail for $40, so you get 10% off of that when you use the coupon code we'll give you in just a minute.
And I'm going to guess that you've got quite a bit of yarn left over, or could knit a couple of hats.
Some fingerless mitts or something to go with it too. Yeah, that'd be really fun. So Katya also does the same thing in cotton. So if you can't wear wool, you could certainly do the cotton version. And we've got the reds, the greens, the yellow and gold, and we also have the gray. We might have the blue too. I didn't see it out front, but we might have a blue. We usually stock the blue as well. But that also comes with a pattern to do a shawl. And both of these, I'm pretty sure they have both a crochet and a knit version.
Okay.
Katya is a great little company and mill in Spain. So they do some really interesting yarns. Really lovely company. So check those out. The cotton one is a little bit less. Those are $30 per kit. So if you guys are interested in that, feel free. We've got the links in there, and then I'll make sure I put the hat pattern, the juxta pattern, available to link in. So for 10% off the yarn, this week you want to use Weekly Pick Katya.
Works for me.
All right.
Works for me.
Awesome. And thanks again, Claire, for the awesome hats.
Thank you.
They're so cool. So cool.
So fun. So fun too. So what are you wearing this week?
So I am wearing this shawl gets a lot of wear, but I did a whole bunch of hand washing this weekend because I had a bunch of stuff that it just wasn't like really dirty. It just needed sprucing up and reblocking and everything.
I have a whole basket of stuff that
I know.
to get.
I still have a few things that I do have to wash too, but this is the Tan House Brook shawl. So Jennifer Lasan, who's Boston Jen on a lot of social media, this is her shawl pattern. It was a really, really fun knit. I used Madeline Tosh Twist Light for this in the opaline colorway. It's almost looking brown on screen, but it's kind of a soft purple with a lot of other tones in it, so it kind of depends on what you wear it with. It kind of pulls out other colors. So it's a really fun knit. It just used one skein, which is nice, and it just goes with so many things. So that is it's got some really pretty stitch patterns in it. So check that out, and I also have some socks too that I cranked out on my sock knitting machine.
Nice.
Which I'll do in Angela today. Ready?
Yay! Super cool.
Yeah.
Super cool. So I'm apparently all decked out and hand knits today.
It's chilly.
It's a little chilly. Yeah, the wind's blowing, and it's that time of year, like in the fall when the temperatures transition, and then in the spring I tend to wear a lot of shawls just to cover the back of your neck. Like that's an area where if it gets chilled or the wind blows on it, can contribute to you getting sick. So anyway, so I am wearing my throwback cardigan by Andrea Mowry. which is super fun and really warm, and it's nice for a day like today. I'm also wearing my Mercury Rising shawl, which was a kit that I got from Green Mountain Spinnery. This is one of their yarns that they don't wholesale, and they sell through their shop or their online shop.
Or when we
we
have
have trunk shows.
Because they usually bring stuff to the trunk shows that we don't necessarily carry.
Wholesale. Yep. Yep. And I also have, today's the purple day apparently.
It is purple.
I have these socks. These are, they're cabley, really cabley on the top. So this is a pattern called Nani's Cabled Socks. And the yarn's Socks That Rock. Blue Moon Fiber Arts. So that's what I got on today.
Cool.
I do have an FO.
You do?
I know.
That's
so
awesome.
excited.
I have no FOs.
It's not
yours?
snug.
That's okay.
But
Most people said that you should just do yours.
I know. I loved all the
That's
encouragement
hilarious.
to basically cheat and be done with my sweater.
Ooh, I like your little mitten blockers.
Thank
They're
you.
sweet.
Aren't they fun? So mitten blockers are cool. The thumbs are removable because otherwise you
Oh.
literally can't. You can't get them
sure,
on.
because if it's out far like that.
Yeah. So the thumb comes off.
Oh,
So you can slide the mitten onto the blocker.
that is cool.
Isn't that cool? So you slide them on, and then you
Insert thumb.
and then you insert the thumb, because otherwise it won't. You can't just because think about it anyway. So that's the way the mitten blockers work.
Yeah.
But this is the red flannel pattern by Alicia Plummer. So I had been working on these. It's got this great little, almost like argyle-y type
It's so pretty.
pattern to it. It's just pearls, just purl stitches.
I love those.
Thank you. They turned out good. I think they're gonna be like a teacher gift. Because it's it's Mad Tosh, so it's super wash and
Lovely.
yeah. So those are done and blocked.
Those are really pretty.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. It's a pretty quick knit. Fingerless mitts on like DK or worsted weight is
Yeah.
it's pretty fast.
I know.
Pretty fast. Unlike these guys, which I cast on, which is the palmistry mitts.
Oh, that's right. You were going to do those for William, yeah?
Yeah. So this is the fingering weight version, and I'm sort of kicking myself as to like why. But
Aww.
it'll be fine. He okayed the yarn. I think, did I have the yarn scanned up last? Yeah, I think I did.
Thanks. Yeah.
It's Into the World.
Yeah, that looks familiar.
Yeah. So he okayed it. We'll see if he still okays it
Partway
when
in.
they're done. If he doesn't, I can give them to his cousin. I can give them to his sister.
Yeah.
Somebody will be able to wear them. So
Yep.
I'm not super concerned about that.
Excellent. So that's your newest cast on?
This is my newest cast on. And I have not gotten very far, as you can see. I'm like there
Well,
because this is more of my travel knitting. I have been working on snug a whole lot. I was hoping to have one whole sleeve done. And I probably would have, except you guys know there's a story in there, right? No.
Dramatic pause.
What could it be? No, I have a sleeve.
Whoa, look at
I know. Look, sleeve. Woo! So the ribbing is a true twisted rib.
It
Meaning
always looks so beautiful.
it does look beautiful, but both the knit and the purl stitches are twisted. So I regularly knit in my room after my children go to bed with not the best light, because a lot of times my husband is trying to go to sleep, and so I don't have a lot of light on. And
that's very dark yarn.
this is very dark yarn, and trying to remember sometimes which, if I'm on a knit or a purl, because I have to twist the stitches, it's a more awkward motion. So I only have about an inch only done about an inch of the ribbon. I don't even think that's
I
going
know,
to show
it's so
up.
dark.
So dark, it's not even going to show up on there. I'm supposed to do 4 inches of twisted rib.
Oh, no kidding. Wow.
I don't know that I'm going to make it 4 inches.
Yeah. I don't mind twisted rib that's like the knit stitches are twisted.
This is both the knit and the purl. And it's very cool looking.
It is cool looking. It's going to be very tight.
But it's a pain in the behind to...
Yeah, doing the purl stitches twisted is a pain.
Yeah.
And nobody likes knitting purl stitches through the back loop.
No. They're not even fun knitting them through the regular loop.
Yes, they are.
Anyway.
Purl stitches are fine. They get a bad rap.
They do get a bad rap because I can't knit them as fast. But where was I going with this? Thank you to everybody's helpful suggestions to just not knit sleeves. Because I actually tried, when I finished bound off the body, I tried the sweater on just because I was like, does this even fit? Should I just throw this back in the closet? It actually fits very nicely throughout the body, and everybody was very encouraging and suggested that I perhaps didn't need to knit sleeves, that I should do a short-sleeved version. I think I might have seriously considered it if it was a fingering weight sweater. I can't imagine when I would wear a short-sleeve DK weight sweater.
I would wear it over long sleeves.
Yeah. Yeah. That's true. That's a good point.
I mean, I layer like that.
I was going to say, my wardrobe is more of the opposite, where I tend to wear a lot, like this shirt that I have underneath is short sleeve, or I wear a lot of tank tops with long sleeves. Well, you need kind of
business casual, too.
Yeah.
I can be a little looser with my
I mean, with longer sleeves, I could wear this to work.
Yeah.
With a pair of khakis or a khaki skirt or something.
Yeah.
With the short sleeves, it would be a little harder for me to wear to work.
Yeah, it would be.
So I am opting for a longer sleeved version to accommodate that. And it's not, it's not that big of a deal. It hasn't, this one sleeve is almost done, guys.
Mm-hmm.
I, also had a couple of meetings that I could take this to and basically just sit and power through. Knitting in the round.
Does help.
Yeah.
Cool.
So I don't know, if all goes well, I always say this, maybe I'll have another FO next week. No, I'm going to probably cast on something else and this will get put aside again.
I might have an FO with the knitting done.
Ooh.
I don't know if I'll have the FO like done.
Finished.
Right. So, we'll see.
Is that your steekin sweater?
Yes, because I think the knitting will be done, but the steeking won't be done yet.
You have to be in the right head frame headset to do
Well,
that.
I want to block it first before I steek it, because that'll make it easier, and then, that's a thick yarn, so it'll take a little while for it to dry, and then I gotta sew the steek and cut the steek and sew in the zipper, and so it's gonna be a process.
Yeah.
Which is fine, but...
Yeah.
So I started a new project. I'll show you my steek sweater in just a minute, but I started a new project because I needed just some mindless knitting. I sat in on Knit Group last night and I just needed some knitting where I didn't have to think about it, because I usually get chit-chatting, and if I have anything color work or cables or lace, I get home and I'm like, gotta rip that out.
Shouldn't have taken that project.
So I started knitting Quill by Jared Flood, which, if you're not familiar with it, is a big hap shawl. So hap shawls are traditionally Scottish, more specifically Shetland shawl, and they're very utilitarian. They are typically square and a lot of times worn folded in half and then tucked into an apron or tied in the back. So they kind of keep your arms free, and they're great for, working. But they're quite large too, so you can always you can use them as a throw too. And there's 2 sizes on the quill. There's a smaller and a large one, and I'm doing the big one. And
Of course.
Go
big or go home.
Right. So,
says lady who knits the 2XL that comes out to be approximately a large.
So I'm kind of in the middle of a row, but so I've got a provisional cast on. So shawls traditionally are knit actually kind of modularly or in pieces. You knit the square and then you actually knit the lace. So no, is that true? No, that's not true. So you actually knit the outer edge, and so if you think about a square, you've got the 4 sides. So you knit one side of the lace. So you knit outside to the in, and then you do all of those panels around, and then you actually knit the square afterwards. And then, so I was looking at a really, really traditional one, and I was like, I just don't know if I have the brain space to take this on right now, especially because I wanted just some easy knitting to do right then. And so the look of the quill is traditional, but it's been modernized as far as how you do the technique of putting it all together, because you knit the center square and then you actually pick up the stitches around. Some of them are live, so you have your stitches on your needle will stay live, and then you have your provisional cast on, which those stitches will be live, and then you'll have to pick up the stitches on the sides, because you pick up all the way around basically, and then you're going to knit the border out, and it's sort of a lace border. It's got some eyelets in it, and traditionally in knitting the hat shawls, they don't like using purl stitches, so that's why they were knit in pieces. So, and it was all knit. So the lace edging and everything is typically in a garter stitch. So in this one, because I'm knitting it will be knitting in the round, when I pick up the stitches, I will actually have purl rows, because it's done in the round, which is fine. I don't mind purl rows. So that's what I'm knitting, and I am using a really lovely yarn. It's a local farm yarn. It's from Petersham Farm. They have Shetland primarily. They also have some mohair goats as well, Angora goats, which give us mohair. And so this, the yarn that I'm using for the main yarn is a Shetland mohair blend, and it is really lovely. It's they call it a fingering weight. It's kind of more, it's like a heavy fingering to a sport weight yarn, and it's just really amazing to knit with. It feels beautiful to touch, and it's really nice to knit with. And so I'm a lot of times the hap shawls are done in like 5 or 6 different colors, and they use the traditional Shetland colors and do like a gradient. The center square is usually the main color, and then they do like a gradient out in the lace section. But I'm going to do just this color, and then I have a really dark brown that's all Shetland from Petersham Farm too. So I'm going to add a couple ridges of the dark brown in the lace section. Well, more than a couple, but anyway, so that's what I'm using. So I've linked to this in show notes, so it's all there. I bought all of the fawn color, so we don't have any of the fawn color left, but there is a really lovely white, and then there's also I linked to just the Shetland without the mohair as well. And I've got more of their yarn I've got to get up on the website.
I was wondering what you were making. I thought maybe Bob came in and picked out yarn for us.
No, I wasn't. No, he didn't yet, but so I wanted to. I
resisted the urge to text you and be like, "What you making?"
Yeah. So and keeps dibs on what's going on in the store.
Keep track of what's going on.
Yeah. So anyway, that's my most recent cast on.
Cool.
So because I have a big, huge garter stitch square to knit. So basically, it's going to be as tall as it is wide. So I mean, it's hard to see how wide it is. But yeah, it's going to be a square. So
it'll be a big one.
Lots of just knitting, which sometimes is nice to have just some knitting to do.
Yeah.
But do you have other works in progress?
I don't. I actually talked about all the stuff that I have. I've been strangely monogamous with one project, which is very weird.
I have been, really concentrating on one thing at a time as well. So, so I talked about my sweater I'm going to steek. It's called, I'm not sure if it's either Hella or Gila. It's Hela. And it is a pattern from Lopi. And the bottom is rolling on it really badly, so it's kind of hard to tell. But I did the body and up to the armholes, and I did the sleeves up to where they join at the armholes. So I joined it, and I started doing color work. And, of course, once you start doing color work, it really starts to fly. Yeah. And I'm going to try not to lose any stitches. But we'll see. So this is the back. Look at that.
That is so cool.
Isn't that fun? Yeah, so I've got the sleeves on, the underarm stitches are on scrap yarn, sitting there waiting, and then the front's basically, well, actually they are the same, except for it has the line of purl stitches, 2 lines of purl stitches down the front, and that's where I'm going to steek it when I'm all done, which is really nice because then if you it's fine, don't mind me just dropping stitches and losing stitch markers. Yeah, I don't know where it's going with that. Anyway, when you steek though, I know what I was going to say. You don't have to worry about your ends, your tails. So I've been kind of spit splicing, wet splicing the colors the gray in the main body. When I had to change balls, I would do that. But when you're doing the steek, the ends you don't have to worry about. You can just break them and leave them hanging at the point in the beginning and the end of the steeks. And then when you sew them, you want to make sure that they're going across so that you catch those ends, because if you're going to cut anyway, they're going to be, you're going to have the ends right there. So you just have to kind of make sure you pull them across when you're sewing up, which I'll show you guys, because I've had a number of people say they want to see how that is done, the sewn steek is done. So I will definitely show you that once I get there, but I'm really liking the way that it's knitting up.
Yeah, it looks
fantastic. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Those colors are great together. Yeah,
well, I can't take credit for that because somebody else had used these. So, I really like them. They did a button band with theirs, but I'm going to do a zipper in mine. So, but yeah, it's nice. It's really coming along. So this is probably the one I'm going to have the knitting done on it, but I'll have to then block and steek it too. So
yep.
And I have to find a quiet time to do that, because if I am going to record it, then
yep,
I gotta find some space and time to do that. So those are my 2 projects that I've really been working on lately.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. I know it's still sweater central over here. I keep wanting to cast on a hat to just do the little palette cleanser, and then I'm like, no, I want to knit all the sweaters.
I know. I think a lot of people are really feeling that way about their knitting lately. Not everybody, but a lot of people have been doing sweaters, which is kind of fun to see. We went through that big period where there was a lot of shawl knitting going on, and there's still a lot of great shawl patterns coming out, but
cool sweater patterns.
There's a lot of really neat sweater patterns, and some that are coming back into style, like the Lopi style sweaters, the color work yokes, and it's really interesting seeing the cycle of fashion.
Yeah.
And like the big boxy sweaters that in the 80s, that was you look back at some of the patterns from then, and
and some are showing back up again. So,
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, upcoming projects, I'm still sorting out what I want to use that CC's wool for, but I think I've settled on a new pattern, right, which is different from last week. So stay tuned up until the point at which I actually cast it on. It could go which
change.
Direction.
Yep, you reserve the right to change your mind.
Absolutely.
Probably the next, I've got a couple things. I've got some fingerless mitts that I want to get done. that my mom had asked me to make
Mm-hmm.
for her, that she wants to give as a gift.
Yep.
And so I've got to get those done. And that little twig sweater out of the Wing and a Prayer farm, I swatched
Yep.
for it. I'm ready to go. So that'll probably be my next sweater,
Nice.
unless my husband decides on what he wants for a sweater. I know he had some great, a really nice comment from someone in the YouTube comments that had suggested a Gansey or Guernsey sweater,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be a great option. So I actually ordered some books that have some really cool traditional ones in them.
Nice.
So I'm gonna have him look through and see if there's anything that he likes the looks of. It was really funny though. I'll see if I can get the light to come back. There we go. It was really funny because I showed him, my husband, a picture of a traditional Gansey, and he's like, but the pattern just like stops, because if you look at them, they, the pattern kind of ends, after the top portion, after, kind of around where the armholes are, sometimes a little bit lower than that. And he's like, it's kind of weird. And I was like, well, there's actually a reason for that. and I was like, traditionally, so here's the story. The fishermen would wear like oiled cloth bibs over their sweaters, and so everything from kind of like here down was covered. So they added the patterning at the top so that it made the fabric, a little bit warmer, denser, for various reasons. And
wasn't it also partially for identification purposes?
It was some.
could
So
be?
yeah,
Yeah.
a lot of regions all had their own patterns that they would knit into it, and some families had their own individual ones. But for the reason that they didn't a lot of times put patterning below is because it was covered.
Wasn't going to be seen.
Yeah. So and once I explained, there was actually a history and a reason behind it. He thought that was cool because he's into the reason.
Right.
And
Right.
So anyway, that I thought that was funny. But
That's nice.
so I'm gonna see if there's any that he thinks are interesting enough, or see if there's a pattern, or we can put some patterns together that he'd like for a sweater like that.
Nice.
Or if he wants to go a different route, we'll see. I don't know. So
Stay tuned, right?
yeah.
Stay tuned.
And then he wonders why I don't work on his projects. I'm just
Yep.
kidding.
I know. Oh, and in case anybody was wondering what my husband's choice would be based on a comment last week of whether he would rather listen to Christmas music this time of year or my children's choice of music, according to the source, the children's source of music.
Really?
It's too early for Christmas music,
Huh.
is what I was told.
Oh my gosh. All the comments
I love
about
that I set off everybody's voice-activated devices from Amazon.
We won't say it again. Oh my god, that is too funny. I was laughing so hard because people kept saying, "Yep, mine's
Yep.
playing this Christmas music
Mine's
now."
playing Christmas music.
I know, it was so funny.
You're welcome, everybody.
Happy holidays!
Oh, good times. Good times. So a few slots are still open for the retreat.
It's almost fall.
It is almost full. I'm so excited.
I know.
So excited.
Yeah.
Except now I had a little bit of downtime. Now I have to start focusing. Once this last Seasons of Vermont box goes out, I am sort of full court press on focusing on the
So next
retreat
season
stuff.
of Vermont Box next week.
Yeah, I know.
A week from
Next week.
today.
I believe it's next Thursday.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah.
And we showed
We sh-
most everything
Last week.
So we're
Yep.
just waiting on one more thing to come in, and then we'll get the listing
Up.
and
Yep. Be good.
yep.
Good. We're also our class schedule for November and December is now up, and we have the links to those in the show notes. And then our anniversary, the Muscle of Yarn anniversary observed is coming up.
Yeah, the true anniversary was yesterday.
So, the true Grow opening date was yesterday. But we have incorporated our anniversary celebration on Small Business Saturday.
So that's when we did our grand opening.
So we just kind of stuck with that because there's already a lot of activities going on. People are out and about. It's kind of a fun day for everybody.
Yep.
So this year for our sort of anniversary Small Business Saturday, we're going to have a couple of things going on that we can announce right now. And I'm sure we'll add some more stuff. But these are the ones that we have sort of set already. So in store, we're going to be doing a food drive. It's just another way for us to give back to the community, and particularly this time of year. So if you're going to be shopping with us in store on Saturday, if you could bring some non-perishable food items that are appropriate for the food shelf, you can receive some entries for a couple of $50 gift cards that we're going to be raffling off. So for every 2 items, non-perishable food items, you will get 1 entry into the raffle. And you won't have to be present to win it because we can email you the gift card if you're not here. If you are here, we can give you a physical gift card. So we're going to have that going on. Don't worry, those of you who are online, we're going to have some stuff for you too. Because we have so many people that are not here and can't come see us in the store as much as we would love to see all of you. So what we're going to do over that sort of weekend, so we're going to run it from November 22nd to November 25th. So that's like Thanksgiving through the Sunday, I think. Yeah, through the Sunday. You can have free domestic shipping. So unfortunately only in the U.S. can't offer it for our international orders. But free shipping on any online orders placed during that time. And use the code FREESHIP3, so that's the number 3.
I'll put our 3-year anniversary.
Yeah, it'll be over there, but I'll put it down at the bottom. So that code will be good for Thursday through Sunday. So if you've been waiting or want to order some stuff from us for the holidays, or for maybe some last minute gift knitting, you can get free shipping that weekend. The only downside, we learned this, was it last year?
Oh, I know.
It was last year. Our system can only do 1 coupon code at a time.
Yep.
So if there's like a pick of the week that you want, you're going to have to choose between pick of the week or free shipping, because our system can't do multiple codes for some reason. We don't know why.
Yeah, it's the way they're
set up
right now,
which is kind of a bummer. But that's just sort of a public service announcement on that one. And then for folks that are coming into the store, we always have other like drawings and giveaways, and a lot of the yarn companies have things, patterns or other things that they offer up for that shopping day. So it's gonna be pretty fun.
We're gonna have a Plymouth. I think they're doing $10 off a $50 purchase.
Oh, that's cool.
Last year they did it like as a coupon, so that you came back in a couple weeks and you could have $10 off your next purchase. This year they're actually changing it up, so it's
purchase?
$10 at the time.
That's
so if
not
you
a bad.
buy $50 worth of Plymouth yarn, you will get $10 off.
Is it $10 per 50 spent, or just
you get once?
Okay.
It's one $10 off per customer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
And it's only to the first 20 customers, I believe. So.
Oh, okay. So if you want.
Unfortunately, it's limited. So.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah.
Couple knit-alongs going. We've got our mitten tree. Kyle going. Look, guys, I brought in a hat.
Oh, I forgot to show you. We got a
Did we get more hats or more stuff?
big box full of hats and mittens, and it is just amazing. We'll show it next time. It came in the mail last night, so very nice. But yeah, it was
cool.
amazing.
Oh, I'm donating this one in. This is a color. I can't even remember which. This is actually a Barocco pattern, and I can't remember which one it is. It's got that cool little like braided stitch, which if you don't do it right, looks like poop until you figure it out. But once you figure it out, you're like, that's genius. Anyway, I didn't get it right the first time. This one's right.
Excellent.
Yeah. Okay. So that knit along. Then we have our holiday along, which like literally the thread is just, it's the chatter and the finished object thread is like all in one. We're going to do, I think, what do we say? One random number draw and then one like podcaster's choice. So a couple prizes we'll draw from that at the end of the year. So have fun. There's already been some posts over there.
Cool. People
showing some fun stuff, so I like it.
Cool.
And then tons of stuff in the Mitten Tree FO thread.
It was really fun last night at knit group. One of our knit group attendees was working on she had crocheted, it looked like a scarf, but she had a styrofoam wreath.
Yep.
And she was crocheting it over it.
Oh,
so
wow.
It was like a wreath, like a styrofoam wreath covered with a crochet, and she had used a variegated yarn in like fall colors.
Oh, wow.
So it was going to be great. She was going to put some cute acorns and things like that on it, so it was going to be a really nice Thanksgiving
that's really cool.
wreath. It was really lovely.
What a great idea.
I know, it was a really cool idea. I
For
always love seeing what
anybody
people
that
are
can
doing.
crochet. Yours truly not included.
Oh.
Yeah. Adventures. How are those crocheted coasters coming, Ange? What? I did that one, and I haven't done anything with it since. My mom's coming. Maybe I'll be like, hey, you want to work on these? Yeah, maybe we'll see if we can get Mama Junior Bird Kid on here on the podcast. She's watching right now going like, no.
We can have her just walk by in the back.
I know, and
nobody
wave,
will know
like,
who she is.
Pull like a Carol.
We can have her play with the curtain.
Oh yeah. Ghost the curtain. Yeah.
She can pretend to be Ella.
I know. Silly dog. I have some really funny videos that I was debating whether I was going to post on Instagram or just keep for myself of the dog and one of my cats.
Oh no.
They're not quite sure what to do with each other. And they're trying to play with each other, but like one's like 75 pounds and the other one's like 12 pounds. But they're funny. They're super funny. Lots of like,
hilarious.
you know, how the dog like does the little lunge thing and the cat's like, you know, grabbing around his neck, and they're just they're playing. They're not.
Yeah.
That's
funny.
That's pretty funny. So I should probably put them on Instagram. They're hilarious.
Yeah. My last dog and my last cat, they would play for hours. Well, not hours, but they play for a long time doing that. And my dog was so good. She would put my cat's entire head in her mouth, and she was so gentle with him.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Like, he'd come out, and his head was, like, all slime, and he would, like, put his ears back, and then he'd, like, launch himself. He'd be, like, looking at her jugular and just launch himself at her neck. But they looked like they were one to kill each other, but they were just so
playing.
Good with each other.
Yeah.
Especially her, because it was the same thing, you know. She was like a 70-pound dog, and
I mean, Ella's still a puppy, so
you have to be
do have to keep an eye on her because she doesn't fully understand, and she will get too rough.
Yeah.
Because she's playing with the cat like she does other dogs.
Yeah.
Which is fine. She'll learn. They'll sort it out.
Yeah.
I mean, the problem is that cat was raised from the time it was like this big with our previous dog.
Yeah.
And so he's like, dogs are no big deal for him. He's like,
yeah.
Why won't you play with me the way I want you to?
Yeah.
The way the last dog did.
Yeah.
So they're working it out.
Yeah.
They'll get it sorted out.
Yeah, they will.
I mean, this is, you know, the dog comes in and goes running. I have a galley kitchen, so she goes running down the kitchen into the living room, and this cat will literally chase the dog, and then the dog will stop, and the cat will jump on the dog. Like, they're ridiculous.
Oh my god, that's funny.
Yeah.
This must be entertaining. Your house is like
My
never
house
quiet.
Is chaos.
And she comes over to my house sometimes. She's like,
It's so quiet.
it's so quiet here.
So quiet. Well, I don't even hear it anymore. I know, like, my parents come out to visit, and they kind of, after, like, a day, you can just, like,
They're like,
guys
oh.
are just, because it's loud and there's all kinds of stuff going on. I didn't even notice it anymore. Well, some days I notice it, but
Yeah.
It's just normal.
That's funny.
All kinds of activity.
Mm-hmm.
If it's not the kids, it's the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, good times.
So stick around for our outtakes
Outtakes.
because we've got a little special surprise in there. If you are a fan of
The
pocket meerkats.
Pocket meerkats.
And I don't think I have anything else.
I don't think I do either.
Well,
That's
it looks like a long episode, but it's not
Like
as long.
20 minutes of it is outtakes.
Yeah. Because Ange turned it on early and we were just like chit-chatting.
I was cross-examining Kelly about Gage and a sweater and needles.
Gage
needle
was on the
size.
stand.
Gage was on the stand. Being cross-examined. Was very skeptical.
Mm-hmm.
You can't handle the truth. About Gage.
Nope.
Anyway.
Anywho. We got other things to do. I've got a private lesson coming in that I'm going to teach, and Anne's gotta go
do those things.
do all her pickups. And so I think we'll probably see you guys again next week.
Yes. You and Kelly and I will have to coordinate our
Okay.
record time. But yes, we will.
All right. We can do that. We'll
cut-
get one in somewhere.
We'll get one in.
So thank you to all of our returning viewers. We appreciate you guys and all your fun comments and
Yes.
helpful comments and
Oh, yeah.
everything that you send along to us. And thank you to all of our new viewers. We've got quite a few new viewers showing up on a regular basis.
Yes, which is awesome.
Yeah, we hope you enjoy it, and we always have fun hearing from you guys. And
Yep.
so anyway, I guess until next week,
Yes.
we will see you
See you
later.
later.
Bye.
So, I was thinking. I have not been drinking. I swear. I swear.
It's gonna be putting at the ceiling in a sec.
How's that?
That's probably good.
Is that better? Yeah. I was thinking, I have a tripod at home. Maybe we should get another iPad-y holder thing. Because then when we travel again, or like I've been needing to pull this to, go do some other stuff. That paper hanger is great, but it's like, I'm just literally waiting for it to break off. Because it's just like hanging out there like, hey, I don't retract. And I knock on everything. Like little T-Rex arm. So, I don't know. It's probably really not an issue.
There's dog hair all over my bag.
What? I am so surprised by that. How could that happen? How could that possibly happen?
I was gonna say we might have to tip it down a little so that people can see us knitting. People enjoy watching us.
I know. Yeah, I can tip it down a little more.
You can just tip it the
Oh,
part too.
this way.
Maybe.
Or not. Oh boy. That was fun.
Whoa.
Now that everybody's seasick, I need some Dramamine. Here, is that better? That's better.
I think so.
We recommend Eucalyptus, which is gentler.
Let's see. There we go.
Let's see.
That's good. I don't know what I was doing when I was setting up the tripod earlier.
Just a different fiber content. You can.
Cookies. Cookies. Because, the half a bag of candy corn I ate this morning wasn't enough sugar. It was getting stale. That's an appropriate breakfast, right?
I don't like candy corn. So for me it's not, but I can't.
I like it every once in a while.
It doesn't really taste like anything to me.
No.
So, I don't know.
That's just eating pure sugar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's kind of like waxy and weird. I think it's more of a texture thing for me. And I'm like, I started a new project.
I did too. Kind of.
But I'm almost done with another one.
So, all right, Gauge Master, Wizard of Yarn.
I don't know.
I have a question for you.
You're going to test me?
I am.
Uh-oh.
Okay. So, if I was looking at a pattern, let me just get the details, because otherwise I'll be like, whatever. Kelly will be like, what? You make no sense. Come on.
People are going to learn my face of like, what?
Huh? Your WTF face. I'm pretty sure, like, if you ever hear me do this, I'm getting ready to, like, let me explain this to you again. Okay. Well, they keep changing this platform. Where's my... Okay, so... Is that the pattern? Yeah, okay. Alright, so this... Yes, alright, so this pattern came across my favorites feed. If you guys don't know, on Ravelry, if you go to patterns, there's a section of that says you might like, and it's generally based on other things you... Sometimes I really wonder what I've been looking at.
If you follow designers, or
Like,
if you have purchased certain patterns, a number of patterns from a designer before,
They'll
or
put new patterns that
like
are released.
a lot of a specific kind of pattern, they make recommendations for you.
So this pattern came across on my feed.
Oh,
It's very
that's pretty.
It's very beautiful. It's just a pull
That
over.
would work really well for your yarn.
The CC's yarn. Yep. So, all right. It's a worse calls for lark.
Yep.
Worse to weight. Then on a 6.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't that seem tight? 5 stitches per inch in stockinette.
So that's probably what they got for a gauge.
Yeah.
So she might knit looser anyway.
Well, hold
because
up.
I think what's lark? If you go to larks, what does it say?
It's 100% wool.
No, but
Oh.
I mean the gauge. I know what lark is. We have it.
Well, I know. That's why I was like,
So
4
4.5 to 5 on a 6 to 8. So you're right in that neighborhood.
I could probably knit up. But anyway, that wasn't...
But you knit tight,
Yeah.
so you might be on a 7 or 8 to get gauge.
Okay, so that wasn't my question. Okay. So there's that. But then she also has a fingering weight. Well, she calls it fingering weight, but this yarn she uses for it is a sport weight. So then I'm like, what? That doesn't make any sense. So she calls it fingering weight, but it's knit on a merino sport on a US 5 with a 6 stitch per inch,
Okay.
which doesn't make any sense to me from a gauge perspective. This one seems big compared to a 6 for worsted.
Oh, I can't remember the name of it. Starts with a
I mean, even 5 for sport. I mean, 5 on a sport weight is what I would
Oh, you
need.
don't carry it? Okay.
Would be more what I would think of as a normal sort of...
Yeah, but if you think about a lot of the fingering weight sweaters that you've knit,
I've knit those on 5s.
yeah, I usually knit them on 5s or
This
6s.
is why I guys knit on 5s.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's kind of in line with those if it's...
But then it makes the worsted one just not make any sense on a 6.
But that's her gauge.
I guess. But isn't this one also? Wouldn't this also be her gauge? What is this?
But if you... So, if she... That one was what, knit on 6s too? You
It was
said?
not on 5s.
Knit on 5s.
This page calls for it knit on 3s or 4s.
Yeah, but you're knitting that yarn at a looser gauge, so it's going to be very...
You're probably right. Do you like how I'm like, you're probably right?
So that one was knit on 5s, and she was getting 6 stitches per inch.
Yeah.
And the other one, she was knitting on 6s
And getting 5
stitches
per
to the
inch. Yeah.
So that's probably about right.
Was it? I was considering doing this one with that CC's wool yarn and just knitting on 8s. I should probably do a gauge swatch, but...
Yeah, my guess is you're probably going to be on 7s or 8s.
Mm-hmm.
Well, what, you knit this on
6s.
6s, yeah? And have you checked the gauge after, like, in the main body of your sweater?
I haven't. It's totally off. Like, I should have knitted on 8s.
So then you're probably going to want to be on
Knit on
8s
8s.
for that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing was...
Do you remember what the recommended gauge was for this?
For throwback?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I know the recommended needle was an 8, which I was perplexed by when I did my gauge swatch. Like, that is never the way that I end up going with my stuff. Come on. I don't know why it's like I come in here and podcast and all of a sudden my phone just
Everything slows down.
doesn't work. Very weird.
Maybe it's having a fit because it's not talking to your iPad anymore.
That's probably true because iPad's in airplane mode.
Right.
So it's cranky. I can't remember what the gauge was. I know it was off. When I knit the swatch, I had
go.
pretty close. Yeah, 5 and 6. When I knit the swatch, it was really close to whatever the gauge was. It was still off, but it was close.
Mm-hmm.
But the actual sweater, I should have just gone to throwback instead of going to my project page and then coming to this one. But it's not pull over. Isn't that pretty with a little cable down
It
the
was
side?
really pretty. Mm-hmm.
So hers is 7 and 8, 18 and a half stitches
She was 18 and
for
a
4
half.
inches.
Okay.
So that was meant to be knit at a looser gauge
Mm-hmm.
than the other one.
Yeah.
So that being said, I might want to do like a 7. I probably should still do an 8.
You probably want to do a 7 because that is super wash.
Yep, so it'll grow.
So it will a little bit. So, I mean, you could factor that into the length and everything when you're making it.
Yep.
But you could also double check this gauge because, I mean, this is a worsted weight yarn too.
Yeah, non-super wash though.
Right.
But it would be, close. Yeah. All right. So since we've been teasing you guys about what we're talking about here, I'll show you this pattern.
Really slow?
Yeah.
Deathly slow.
I should stop it and just go
Oh,
back.
did you go and pick a winner yet?
No, I had not done that.
Okay.
So this is a pattern. It's called Throwback Thursday. Getting some nice glare there. But what is so cool about this sweater that I liked was, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's got this really pretty cable detail sort of running down the side.
Which that yarn is busy, so, it's
Mhm.
nice to have it mostly be fairly plain, but then it has that pretty detail.
Just a little detail. Yep. And it just looks like a really kind of nice, cozy sweater.
It does. It really does.
And the yardage is fine. Because I got 3 yarn babies. I could make up to like the, what is that, like a 2XL or something. The 47 inch, which is probably what I should do, just to be on the safe side. That's one that would wear better as a oversized anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we probably should get the show on the road, because you got stuffs and I got stuffs, and now that we're 12 minutes into to the outtakes, because I needed to consult with the Wizard of Yarn. That's your new nickname, Wizard of Yarn.
Oh, boy.
come behind the curtain. Don't look behind the curtain.
Nope.
That's where the magic is.
Right.
I'm probably get out my knitting and, get ready to do our thing. Do our thing. So Abigail reclaimed her socks from Gage.
She did. Excellent.
She's funny. I was like, I have socks for you. She's like, for me?
Oh.
And she immediately put them on, and then I tried to take a bunch of pictures. Those are the ones that ended up on Instagram. Where she was more interested in making faces at the camera, and I was like, I want to take pictures of your feet. And she was really not interested in that.
Mm-hmm. That's not fun.
I know.
That's so funny.
We had a fun little adventure at Green Mountain Spinnery.
Excellent.
Yep.
Great.
All right, we can just pick the prize at random on the live on the podcast.
All right.
Though, or why don't we do it right now, since this is a creation of the outtakes anyway. Right. So we're drawing a prize, guys, for the
MLY Meerkat.
The MLY Meerkat hashtag, and we have these from Suker. It's some dessert. It's like a blackberry donut and some blackberry pie. That sounds like a good prize, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what's up for grabs right now with hashtag. I think we just do podcaster's choice, which is so that one and that one crack me up.
No. They're really funny.
This one also cracks me up because there's a Seasons of Vermont bag in there.
Mm-hmm.
This one is funny. Did you see this one?
No.
They went on a cruise.
Oh my gosh, that's really funny.
And complete with a fake crime scene.
Oh my god. That's really funny.
I kind of like that one. That was funny. You guys are getting into it with like the stories and then I have to remember which ones are mine. Which Liam's like, oh, that post looks familiar. Oh, that's because it's mine. We stop using the hashtag.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would vote for that one.
Okay.
Does that one work?
I think so. Go to the... I think that's fine. Oh.
Okay. All right, so we'll just do this here because we'll just do it here.
Because this is the meerkat was a product of
The outtakes.
anyhow.
Okay, so Bonnie Sue 2003, your cruise ship post, and in a couple of days, if we haven't heard from you, I'll ping you.
That just won you some Suker miniature progress keepers.
Yes. So we're so glad that your meerkat got to go on a cruise. It's really fun.
That's awesome. Maybe she'll take us next time.
I know. Leave the meerkat at home and take us. So
we don't fit so nicely in a suitcase, though.
Oh, I can scrunch.
I might put you over your weight limit, though. Yeah, that would be a problem.
So shoot Kelly or I a message. You can shoot us a message on Instagram if you want.
Or send us an email.
Send us an email with your mailing address, and we'll get this in the mail for you.
Yay.
So, yeah.
And keep on using our hashtags, everybody.
We love it. It's so much fun. Every time I go to my Instagram feed and I'm like, oh, look, there's more
I know.
meerkats out there. It's so funny.
I know, it really is.
So super funny. So, congratulations.
Yeah. Excellent.
All right, now 20 minutes in, we can start our actual podcast.
Yeah, we probably better.
It's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right.